Sitting at my desk at school, I was able to hide my midsection, and I remembered to make sure my drawer full of candy was closed tight so she couldn't see. Murphy made me pose in front of my Jeep. A full body shot. Lucy tugged at her shirt as if trying to smooth it over her bulging tummy. I guess that was better than if she'd made me sit inside the vehicle. When I opened the door, Murphy would have seen all the empty fast food wrappers and maybe even my emergency can of frosting. I'm stressed out, too.
"What's bugging you, Lucy?" Bennett asked.
Sully, another deputy, and I are... Well, we've been seeing a lot of each other. Exclusively. Lucy's brows furrowed. I think. I'm not seeing anyone else. Sully's so hot in his deputy's uniform, though. He gets a lot of looks from other women. It makes me edgy. I don't have a very good track record when it comes to men, but French Fries and I have always had a great relationship.
James thought of his own obsession with cheese puffs. He cleared his throat. Since he and Lucy had dated before his ex-wife, Jane, and their little boy, Elliot, had come back into his life, James felt uncomfortable when Lucy mentioned her past relationships. They were friends now, thankfully, and James had seen Lucy and Sully out together on more than one occasion. "Sully may be attractive to other women, Lucy, but from my perspective, I think he appreciates what he has with you."
Lucy's cornflower blue eyes brightened. You think so? James nodded.
"Any man who feeds his ladies spoonfuls of apple cobbler with vanilla ice cream in the middle of Dolly's diner, the epicenter of Quincy's Gap, has declared himself."
Lucy reached over and gave his arm a brief squeeze. Thanks, James. How is Jane? Eating pickles and ice cream?
No cravings. The baby's due at the end of February, so she has a little less than a month to go.
She's really had a rough time of it, Lindy said. Luis and I would love a baby, but I don't think I'd like being pregnant after seeing how Jane's suffered.
James thought of his beautiful wife, weak from being sick in the mornings, looking after an active 5-year-old, and teaching her distance learning classes at James Madison University in nearby Harrisonburg, and couldn't help but feel guilty. He knew it was irrational, but he couldn't bear to see her feeling poorly. The doctor had assured them that sometimes women were sick in the mornings all through their pregnancies. She'd said there was nothing to be concerned about as long as Jane kept down enough nutritious meals and her vitamins. James trusted the doctor, but he still worried. Jane rarely complained, which made James more determined to do all the housework, get Elliot ready for kindergarten each morning, do the grocery shopping, and make sure Snickers the dog and Miss Pickles the cat had fresh food and water. In fact, anything he could do in the way of chores, he did. Jane begged him not to coddle her, but how could he not? She was carrying their daughter and deserved to be coddled. "Jane had a good day, or I wouldn't have come tonight. I, for one, feel grounded and spiritually replenished by the presence of my friends. It's been too long since we've shared a meal together," Jillian declared, as she moved a ceramic figure of 2 dolphins kissing to one side and passed around bowls of fruit salad. She took a piece of pineapple out of her own bowl and offered it to Dalai Lama, her tabby cat. He licked it first as if to test its worthiness, then snatched it from her hand and chewed happily. The close friendship of the supper club members had strengthened over years of shared dinners, even if their waistlines hadn't always grown smaller. James looked around the table and reflected on the number of times he and his friends had worked together in the name of justice, identifying people who had committed murder. Fortunately, nothing like that had happened recently, but they made a good team. Each person possessed unique gifts and abilities. We might not have liked Murphy.